Alright, to begin today's video, I have a challenge for Hannah.
It's been a long time since I've gotten one of your challenges.
Remove only your shirt.
Okay, funny. Good one.
Explain why it's so funny.
I wouldn't really say it's so funny. I'm wearing a, romper.
She's wearing a one-piece.
Yeah.
It's like a one-piece bathing suit, but for not in a pool.
So I can't remove my top.
She'd have to remove it all.
I'd have to remove my billowy pants. See, it's tight on top and then it billows. It's one of my favorite. Has pockets.
I want to know why I don't have any one-pieces.
You want a one-piece? Would you wear a one-piece if I got you a one-piece?
I think that would look quite nice and feel quite snug in a one-piece, billowy, soft, comfy romper.
Oh my god.
Romper, that's
you
the
just
word.
remember the word. All right. Wow, that took forever.
Today, we are talking about the first impressions that we had of each other. We've been together for 5 years.
Yes.
It's a long time.
Mm-hmm. And
we were reminiscing about our early days and what we initially thought about each other.
And how wrong we were.
Which is probably a good thing in retrospect.
So today we're going to tell you what our misconceptions were. Our first impressions that turned out to be incorrect. We're just going to talk about them.
And we each thought of one big one.
Yeah.
And we didn't tell the others so that they can react to it.
Yep.
Mine was that I thought Hannah was in a wheelchair. And finding out that she could walk was a
devastating?
A letdown of sorts. No, that's not it.
That's not it.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
It's time
To talk
about
our lives. Alright, so who should go first? Do you want to flip a coin?
You think I have a coin on me?
The remote. The TV remote. We can flip it.
That has the center of gravity on this is not symmetrical, so it might be rigged.
I get...
Are you buttons or back?
I'm back.
Okay, I'm buttons.
Alright.
It's back, so
Back.
it's you.
That means I go first?
Yeah.
This is so embarrassing. It's not really embarrassing, but it's just so silly.
Uh-huh.
So my first impression of Hannah that lasted for a day, maybe 2 days, was that she had a girlfriend and was in a serious relationship. Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video.
Something that we occasionally struggle with as YouTube creators is scheduling our time in a way that helps us balance, getting stuff done, but also not getting burnt out. Lately, we've been watching a Skillshare course called Productivity for Creatives, Build a System That Brings Out Your Best by Thomas Frank, and it has been super helpful.
The course gives us tangible things that we can do to set ourselves up for success. And it's just nice to know that this is like a common problem experienced by other creatives as well.
Skillshare is fantastic for exactly that, exploring new skills, developing existing interests, and getting lost in your creativity.
They have thousands of interesting classes for curious and creative people.
So whether you're looking for practical information that you can apply to your life, or you're looking to join a community of creative and encouraging people,
or maybe you're just trying to fend off boredom,
Skillshare is the place to be. So the first 1,000 people to click the link in our description below will get a free trial of Skillshare's premium membership, and after that, it's only about $10 a month.
Check it out, and thank you.
That is so funny to me. That's my favorite thing. I knew about this because on day 2 or whenever that was, Shane asked me if my friend was my girlfriend. He was like, so are you guys dating? Just feeling it out. And I was like, no.
Let me explain why, because this ended up becoming one of the first times that we flirted together.
Yeah.
So when I looked up Hannah's Facebook page, her profile picture was her and another girl at a swim meet, and they're standing face to face, laughing, just being cute, And I was like, oh, that's nice. Like, whatever, friend, whatever. I did later that day.
But that was a different person than what you're about to talk about.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. That's Anissa in that picture.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, they look similar.
Yeah, I mean, it was day one. You weren't looking for, you were just like a girl. You didn't recognize all my different friends.
That's true, yeah, wow.
But that is not...
That's so interesting.
Uh-huh.
All right, well, I didn't know your friends yet, so...
No. So you were just like, and we had swim caps on. And swimsuits. Like, there was almost zero, and she was facing away from the camera. I'm facing toward it. Anyway, so I'm with one friend. But anyway, Shane thought that this was like, a nice picture.
Yeah, whatever.
And then
later that day, I said something to the effect of like, hey, what are you up to? And Hannah was like, oh, Meredith and I are walking around, what was it?
The
Arboretum at their college. Meredith and I are out at the Arboretum. It's a beautiful day. We took some pictures together. Do you want to see them? I was like, yeah, let me see him. She texted me like 5 or 6 like adorable photos of her and Meredith like out in the woods, like leaning on trees and like shoulder to shoulder and like smiling and laughing together. And I, see him, who I thought was this girl in your profile picture.
Yes.
And then the photos, like, you're spending time with her.
Yeah. And they were very, you're not, you're being kind. These photos.
They were weird.
Yeah, they were really weird. I mean, they were like, 100% it looked like we were dating. We were like cuddling.
Yeah, you were being funny. Yeah. You did it like
we didn't
silly.
post them on the internet. They were silly, but we were like, hugging. Like it was obvious. Like obviously, you definitely could have interpreted it as a couple's photo shoot.
Yeah, because it was a photo shoot. But anyway, so I get these photos, and I was like, oh, like that looks fun, like. Haha, and in the back of my mind, because I already have a crush on Hannah. I'm like, she is amazing, she's funny and beautiful, whatever, but like, oh, she might be in a relationship. So, I don't think I said anything right in that moment.
No.
I think I was just like, oh, cute.
And I had no idea that you were thinking that.
No idea. So, later that night, I don't remember, it came up again. Maybe you were like at dinner with Meredith. Because she made dinner a lot. I mean, she's your best friend.
Yeah, I know. It's just funny because, this is very understandable that you would have these thoughts.
Yeah.
Yes, so I was probably at dinner with her.
I was like, hey.
Maybe we even went out to dinner in town. I don't know.
I was like, hey, random question. Are you and Meredith like a couple? And you were like, no. You were like, oh my goodness, I'm sorry if I gave you that impression. And I, being suave as hell, responded with something like, oh, like, good, because I think I might have a little feeling for you.
That is 100% not how you responded. Because if you had said that, I probably would have been really disturbed.
I don't ever want to relive how awkward I probably was, but I said something like, oh, like, cool, because I think you're great.
Aww.
And you said something back, I'm glad I'm not in a relationship. Like,
you're just making these lines up. You have no idea what we said.
I am making them up, but I remember vividly that we flirted about the fact that you were
single. I was single.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
So that was my first impression, that Hannah had a girlfriend. Thank God you didn't, because things would have turned out much differently. If that had been the case.
That's true.
We probably wouldn't be married right now.
Well, probably we wouldn't be. Okay, are you ready to hear my first misperception? Mine's not as fun. Like, that one is so funny. And I didn't really have anything like...
Yeah, I'm wondering what yours is, because so much of my life was online.
I know.
So, like, what could you possibly misperceive?
I know. Like, I knew the basics.
Yeah.
Okay, so mine's not as fun, but it's still pretty good. I think this was like, I have no idea. It was within the first like couple weeks of us talking.
Yeah.
And Shane texted me in the morning, like that it was like 7 a.m. I was still asleep, and he was like, I have a ton of meetings today, like I won't be able to talk, but like good morning, like that kind of like nice morning text. I was like, aw.
So kind of me.
I know. And then, like, you know, throughout the day, I got maybe a couple more texts with, like, whatever he was up to. And he had, like, 15 meetings that day with all different people all around his town, like, for Laughing at My Nightmare, for the nonprofit, like, just business meetings. And I was like, oh my gosh, he is so professional and, like, busy. Like, he just, like, is a real work. Like, I was a freshman in college. So I was like, he's really, like, working. Like, he does so many things. And he's such a professional. And then, like, as I got to know Shane, I found out,
he's not professional.
One, that he's not really that mature. Like, I was thinking, like, oh my gosh, a businessman.
I bet he wears suits.
Yeah. And then a couple days later, I found out that, like, most days you would eat goldfish for lunch. You know, so, like, that was balanced out pretty quickly. But also, like, that was such a busy day, and that day was so, like, rare.
Yeah.
You know, like, normally you were just at home with Sarah working remotely on, like, stuff, you know, and you weren't, like, around town every single day doing tons of meetings.
It wasn't like whining and dining the business executives of the Lehigh Valley.
Every day, exactly. So that was, like, one really busy day that month. With, like, a bunch of meetings lined up. But I was like, oh my gosh, he's so adult and professional. And then I met you and I was like, oh, he's, like, actually, you know, his emotional maturity level is probably, like, a little bit below mine.
That's good, but it didn't scare you away.
No, it wasn't a bad thing.
Neither my professionalism or my lack thereof were a deal breaker for you.
That's true.
I was the perfect amount of professional for you.
Yes, Shane, you were just the perfect amount of everything. So those are two really good misperceptions of each other. They were definitely wrong.
I think another misperception that went kind of in the opposite direction, like, and this isn't really about personality, but Hannah said early on, like, I'm a swimmer and that takes up a big part of my life. Yeah. Like practices and swim meets and everything. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm sure it does. Like, you know, not really knowing the extent of, like, how much of your life was swimming while you were in college.
You were thinking, like, after school activity.
Yeah, I was like, all right, so, like, for an hour a day, like, we might not be able to talk while you're in the pool. But then it was like, I practiced from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then 3:30 to 7, and then a swim activity, and then a swim party, and then all weekend a swim meet.
That's true. That was a huge part of my life was just swimming.
And, like, when I moved here then, 2 years later, for your senior year of college, I saw firsthand, like, I was at the swim meets, and I knew all the friends that were, like, so exhausted from all of the swimming, and I saw, like, how much of your life it took up.
True.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
All right, well, that's our assumptions.
Bye.